When a masculine woman sees another woman acting like a woman, they tend to make fun of you and get jealous of the fact that you embrace your womanliness, your femininity, your womanhood, that you act like a more traditional woman. When you get hate from jealous, envious, masculine women, it can be top tier kind of hate and jealousy and envy and just overall unhinged behavior. These women, they like to make other women who tend to be more traditional, more feminine, they try to shame you, make fun of you, mock you, simply because you embrace traditional womanhood. You enjoy being a woman, and you also enjoy acting womanly. Women who are jealous and envious of women who act like a woman, who are not trying to keep up this hard, tough exterior, but you allow yourself to feel, you express your emotions. You are not a woman who's trying to portray herself as this hard, masculine man because you're a woman. And unfortunately, that will get you some hate, some jealousy, some envy, and overall mockery from jealous, envious, masculine women. Now, I understand some women may understand that everybody's personality is different. I'm not talking about your personality. I'm not talking about what you like. I'm talking about your overall womanhood and understanding that feminine and masculine are different. See, women who like to shame other women who act more womanly because they're not that, they've normally been told that being soft, being feminine, expressing emotions, showing vulnerability, they see those kind of things as a weakness. Whereas you, as a feminine woman, as a more traditional woman, when you express those traits, they don't know how to receive it. See, there are some women, because they are jealous of the fact that you embrace your womanhood, you embrace your femininity, they will look at you like you're weak, like you're weird, like you're odd, simply because you dare to shed a tear. These are typically your women who say, stay away from me with all that crying and whining and stuff like that. Don't come to me for no hug. If you going through something and you don't say nothing, then I don't know what you're going to do, because I'm not going to sit there and try to figure out what's wrong with you. Very masculine and unnurturing behavior. A woman who has that kind of thought or opinion about a woman expressing emotion, normally she has been trained to be masculine. She has been programmed to be masculine. I mean, some men even have more nurturing than some of the women of today. But when you are the kind of woman that's more nurturing, you're more expressive with your emotions. You don't care if you cry when you're upset, when you're mad. You don't care about how it appears if you whine about something because you're frustrated. You are more traditionally feminine. It's like you will say, I'm not feeling this today. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm this, I'm that. You don't mind saying those things. But for a woman who is not feminine and likes to make fun of women who are, they will say, girl, why are you acting like that? Why are you acting like that? You a grown woman complaining about being hungry. You grown. Their favorite line is, you're a grown woman worrying about this, worrying about that. They have this fake, unbothered persona about them. When you get hate, jealousy, and envy from masculine women, you will always notice that they have this fake confidence, this fake unbothered nature. They have this whole idea that being unbothered means being cold, being unnurturing, unloving, uncaring. And because you're not that, they make fun of you. If you are a younger woman, maybe you're in school, maybe you're starting your first job, if you tend to be a more traditional woman, a more feminine woman, you tend to be the kind of woman who is not hard on the outside, don't be surprised at the hate and the jealousy that you get from more masculine women. It's because they've been programmed to believe that trying to keep up this rough, hard exterior, that is the idea of womanhood. And I am not saying there is not a time where you need to be tough, where you need to, I always speak about that queen feminine energy. But a woman who is overly masculine and she gets jealous and triggered by another woman's femininity, by her softness, from the fact that she actually embraces her womanhood, they love to attack softer feminine women because they see them as weak. Women who are often masculine and jealous of more feminine women, they are confused as into what it really means to express yourself as a woman. And I understand that for some women, because they have been through the ringer, they might have been trained to be masculine. Maybe they had no choice because they always had to fend for themselves. But when they come across a woman like you, who may be more feminine, who be more laid back, who's maybe not as rough and tough with her afro puffs, you're not always walking around with your chest puffed up. You're just existing in your skin unbothered, but you will let somebody know if something bothers you or if you're a little bit sensitive to something, as many women are. Jealous, envious, masculine women, they will almost shame you for being sensitive to something. I'll give you an example. Let's say you can't handle certain scents, like certain smells just trigger your allergies and it just makes you feel, very like cloudy. You're walking through a fog. If you express that in the workplace around a more masculine, jealous woman, she's going to shame you and make you appear weak simply because you have allergies. See, women who tend to be more masculine and they're jealous and envious of more traditionally feminine women, they like to shame you on anything, down to your allergies, what you choose to eat, what you choose to wear, how you speak. They see it all as a weakness simply because it's not them. And oftentimes because they don't understand what it truly means to express true womanly traits and behaviors. Again, everybody's personality is different. So every woman is not going to be wearing pink and dresses, even though I love dresses, I love pink. But every woman is not going to be doing that. But it's deeper than just the aesthetics. And when you're dealing with hate and jealousy from masculine women, they want you to feel bad for being a woman. Even if you talk about more girly things, let's say you're more of a girly girl. You like to talk about, just little things, like you get joy out of doing your hair and doing your nails, and you're looking into those kind of things. You're trying to build your signature wardrobe, which I am working on currently, trying to change it up for the 40 mark. But you work on things like trying to build your signature wardrobe, or you like little girly things like candles and trips to Bath and Body Works, and you like going to the perfume store, whatever that might be for you, Macy's, Nordstrom's, wherever. You just like those kind of things. You like to cook and you get joy out of preparing meals for your family. A more masculine woman will try to shame you on that and say, well, you don't have a life of your own. All you can think about is what you can do for your family or for your man. What are you, a pick-me? More masculine women love to use those kind of terms. And I think this is a subject that is not talked about enough, because a lot of women who are not hyper masculine, who tend to lean more into their feminine softness, they are often a target for more masculine, jealous women simply because they are not that. And honestly, I believe that some women that are masculine and get jealous of more traditional feminine women, they attack them so hard because they wish they could be that. They wish they could receive the treatment that comes with being that, but they were never taught. They were taught maybe by a hyper masculine mother, a hyper masculine auntie, that in order to be taken serious, you have to be more masculine. You have to be overbearing. You have to constantly be demanding respect from people and shaming anyone who has an ounce of softness. They were often taught that, women who are more soft, more reserved, more quiet, those are the ones that you can get over on. They don't understand the idea of soft strength. Speaking of soft strength, I have a channel called Soft Strength Society. We talk about elevating, evolving, and overcoming, so you should subscribe to that channel. But as I was saying, they don't understand the idea of soft strength. Everything with a masculine woman who's jealous and envious of a woman who's embracing her femininity, embracing her womanhood, when they look at you, in all your feminine softness, you embracing things that are not that serious. And that's another thing. Women who tend to be jealous of other women, especially if that woman is more masculine, she wants you to live a hard life. And she wants you to be the face of struggle and stress. And if you are a woman that leans more into her womanhood as far as your femininity, your softness, your level of unbotheredness, and how you maintain your peace, you are going to get pushback and hate from women who are more masculine that assume that every woman wants to be constantly, as they say, getting it out the mud. You constantly want to be, hustling and bustling and doing all these different things. You are more reserved and you don't want to be in a bunch of chaos and drama. There's certain places you just don't want to go. There's certain ways you don't speak. This is another one, and I've experienced this in my own life. When you are dealing with more masculine women and they show some kind of jealousy, envy, or toxicity towards you, they will shame you for being more soft-spoken. Women who are more masculine, you can hear them a mile away. And I'm not talking about the tone of your voice per se. I'm talking about how you carry yourself as a woman. Women who are more masculine and they're jealous of women who are not, when you speak more soft-spoken, they're always going to be the ones to say, why are you talking so low? Speak up. Can't nobody hear you? Speak up, speak up, speak up. These are normally the girls you'll see that are in the groups with the men. They don't really hang around with too many women, but you'll always see them around a group full of men. They sound like the men, they act like the men, but the only difference is that they're probably being passed around by the men, which is very weird, but I digress. But I say that to say, because this is real life talk here on All Things Woman. If you have not been here before, we don't really sugarcoat much. So when we talk about jealousy and envy amongst women, we kind of get a little bit raw sometimes. So it is what it is. Welcome. But when women who are masculine get jealous and envious of women who are not that, they will shame you for anything. They will make a mockery of you, make fun of you for any little thing. I remember seeing a video of a woman who decided, okay, it's raining outside. I'm not going to just wear my hoodie. I'm going to get an umbrella. Do you know that the people who were with her, men and women alike, they all laughed at her because instead of just flipping up her hoodie, which was cotton, which still would get the rain soaked through it anyway, she went and got an umbrella. They laughed at her and mocked her for that. It's very weird. It's like, and this is my opinion, I'm starting to feel like our society wants women to look like women, just not act like women. Don't express any emotions that would cause you to look weak. Don't be vulnerable. Don't seek help. Don't let somebody know when you're not feeling something. Just kind of always put on like you got it all together. Be rough and tough. And as women, there are times when you have to do that. But more times than not, when you are a woman who leans into her femininity, you're not doing that. Full transparency. There have been many times where I have gone through things and I cried. And I didn't feel ashamed of that, but I saw others and they were looking at me like I was weird. Like, why is she crying? Even other women. When women are jealous, envious of you, when they have that toxicity about them, you will get zero empathy from a masculine, jealous woman. She sees you crying and it's like, why would you be crying about something like that? We all go through things. They're very hard. It's almost as if they have programmed themselves not to feel, and they don't want you to feel either. And if you are a woman that still has your emotions intact, you're not constantly suppressing your emotions, thus you're not toxic because you have not allowed society to harden you, you will get hate and jealousy and envy from more masculine women. So these women, especially when they're more masculine, they're jealous and envious of women who embrace their womanhood and their feminine softness. They want you to feel bad or feel ashamed about showing true emotions. And let's not talk about when you're a woman and you're going through that time of the month, when you are going through your flower. Okay, we'll call it that. Some women truly don't understand that a woman's body and the way our bodies function, we're not built like men where we can just go and be the same all through the month. Your emotions and your hormones fluctuate. Your hormones fluctuate and your emotions change based on your hormones throughout certain times of the month. So if you are a woman, during that time, you're really going through it and you might be feeling the emotions, and you live in a house full of masculine women, those women are not really going to encourage you to rest. And this is not so much to do with jealousy or envy. This more so has to do with how women are programming other women to be hard, and thus you get hate, jealousy, and envy from those who are looking at you, embracing your softness, saying, you know what? I'm not going to let this job stress me out. I got cramps. I'm not going. I'm going to sit down today because I have cramps, or I'm not feeling it. They will treat you as if you are some kind of mental patient, as if you are a weakling, as if you have absolutely no backbone, because they don't understand it. For them, because they embrace a more manly way of being, they think every other woman should do that as well. So don't be surprised if you get hate and jealousy and envy from more masculine women. It's because they expect other women to just suck it up and be mannish while looking feminine, but being manly on the inside. And every woman is not like that. If you are mocked and made fun of, and people attempt to shame you for your womanliness, you are not the problem. It is them. And you even have some dusty men who attempt to do these kind of things. And normally it's because they've been around a lot of masculine women who never stop to take care of themselves. They always allow other people to push them to their limits. And if you are not that, don't be surprised at the pushback you get from that dusty. And as far as the jealousy and envy, you know, there takes a certain type of man who's able to deal with a feminine woman. Even if you're not hyper feminine, but you are the kind of woman that really embraces her womanhood, you stay in tune with your body, you don't allow too much stress and agitation, and you're not always acting like you can save everybody, you're going to get some pushback from a man, especially a man who is not able to hold his own. But that is another topic for another day. Like and subscribe to the channel and share this content. Hit the notification bell so that you're aware when I post a brand new video. If you watch this video until the very end, put the high heel emoji in the comment section. I absolutely love to see it. Take care.